What if I told you that there was a secret underworld populated by a civilization that we never realized existed, but that we've lived beside for thousands of years in our hearts, in our minds, and in our homes? That's right, folks. I'm talking about toys. Or maybe just Legos. Or, no, it would be toys in general. Anyway, we'll get into it. There's plenty of franchises that deal with sentient toys.
My name's Talking Tina.
Demon! Standard issue is insufficient.
But for this video, we're just gonna be dealing with two, the Lego Movie and Toy Story.
Oh my gosh, I love this song!
Everything is awesome.
So Emmett, the main character, is a construction worker. We see him think, we see him act with volition, we see him make decisions, we even see him fall in love. He is, by every definition of the word, a living thing. At least until we find out that his entire world is just a Lego playset in a basement and his universe is controlled by some kid and his dad. So an important clue as to the nature of the existence of these Lego people comes after this, when Emmett moves in the real world. So suddenly we're faced with a really horrifying prospect. These toys are actually alive. They're not just being controlled by this kid and the dad, they're actually alive. So does that mean that Emmett's movement in the real world was the first real act of free will for any one of his species?
And you are capable of amazing things.
Suffice it to say, this movie raises a lot of questions and doesn't do a very good job answering any of them. But the biggest question for me is this: do humans know that toys are alive? And if not, what would happen if they found out? To get an answer to this, we have to look at our other franchise, Toy Story. Toy Story is an enchanting fable about acceptance and learning to overcome changes. But it's also an existential nightmare about our futile attempt to please a higher power that's ultimately apathetic and will, at the end of the day, trade us for the newer, shinier version of us. Because, I mean, what are we but packaged products, you know, presenting ourselves with these plastered on smiles, hoping that maybe we'll make the cut, but no. Eventually we're just judged and sentenced to damnation in a hell of jealousy and regret. So another banger for the kids. So if you haven't seen Toy Story, basically it's about a group of toys owned by this kid named Andy. And whenever he's around, they have to pretend that they're not alive. Already we're seeing some pretty interesting stuff here. These toys understand that they're alive, but that the humans don't know about it, and they can't know about it. From what I can tell watching these movies, I think it's safe to assume all toys are alive, and not just anthropomorphic ones like Woody and Buzz, but other ones like Mr. Spell and the Etch-a-Sketch. We can also assume that it's not just Andy's toys that are alive, because we see the characters interacting with toys in other households, like Sid's toys, or the toys at the daycare in the third movie. So that means that every toy in the world is alive. In 2016, the global toy industry grossed $89 billion. That's a shitload of toys. Plus, factor in the artifacts that have been found in the Indus Valley civilization, which look like toy-like objects. Suddenly, we're looking at over 5,000 years of humans creating toys. That's a lot of toys. Folks, I just can't imagine that we've lived for over 5,000 years alongside a sentient, intelligent, self-aware species without anyone, no one, realizing it. That is, dare I say, impossible. I know what you're thinking, but they're careful, the toys don't move. Yeah, oh, did you forget about this scene from Toy Story 1, where the toys literally attack a miner in his own home? Not that it wasn't justified. Now, I have a theory about all of this, and fair warning, I might sound a little wacko. I think that we've always known toys are alive. I think since that first carved horse back in the Indus Valley civilization rolled up to some kid and was like, hey, I'm a toy, I'm alive, welcome to Toyland, that kid started something, a cover-up. you know? Every toy since then has been alive, but we just don't know about it because there's a secret organization that's covering all of this up. And I know what you're thinking, yeah, but you have no proof. Yeah, but I did some research, okay? And I found that I know who is running this whole thing, okay? Because the whole thing is actually run by...
Please ignore everything that you have seen here today. Toys are not alive. Toys have never been alive. Mr. Wilson will return after he has been processed.